Hi, Steve Barnes here, and unfortunately, I'll be on my way to Detroit on Friday and giving a lecture at a library there on Saturday, so I can't be with you there. So I thought, let me be with you here. Let me keep my promise to you. This is an especially important time to do that just because of, well, circumstances, things that are happening nationally. A lot of people are under a tremendous amount of stress. I've set out a link to a video that was dealing specifically on how to turn fear into power. But for those of you who are following the magic formula, I thought that I would take this and make it more specific for you, hopefully more useful to you. The first thing you need, the M is for map or model, right? Right? Okay, so you're going to need a map or model of how do you survive stressful times? How do you protect the people around you? One of the most important things you can do is take care of yourself and then have specific strategies for taking care of others who come to you and ask for help because they're people who are hurting. So, what we've taught you and what we want you practicing so that you can say this with conviction is breathe. You teach them how to breathe. That's where you start 5 times a day or in time like this, every hour on the hour, top of the hour, 60 seconds of breathing. The second thing, first of all, that will make a fantastic amount of difference. The second thing that I want you to do is the morning ritual, and you don't have to teach them, the incantations. Certainly, you're not going to teach them Tai Chi unless you know it and they're willing to learn it. But the notion that the first hour of the day should not be doom scrolling, should not be listening to the news, should not be even opening their email to see what's going on with people. And maybe you can't make it the first hour, but the first half hour, 20 minutes, how much time in the day belongs to you? If it's important to cut a tree down, the first time that you spend in that day should be sharpening your axe. If you're trying to find stars or you're trying to look through binoculars, the first thing you do is wipe off the lenses. If you try to step into a stressful situation and your mind isn't right and your heart isn't right, you're not going to see the world as it is. You see the world as you are. So advise them to spend the first hour of the day, as much of that as possible, taking care of themselves, listening to positive videos and audios, reading positive books, actually taking that step to improve themselves, get their mind and their heart right. If they can exercise too, that's fantastic. And this thing's going to be the same for you. Fear, you're going to feel fear when you're not in a flow state doing something to address the fear, to fix the fear. And if you can't think of anything to do, then your goal should be to double your energy. Because fatigue makes cowards of us all, energy makes heroes of us all. So how do you do that? Well, the exercise portion of that is, pretty obvious. You want to exercise, at least 20 minutes aerobically. You want to do strength training, you want to do stretching, but you also want to do breathing exercises to empower your breathing so that you start recognizing when you're breathing or holding your posture or your facial expression or the language. Start recognizing when you're letting the stress shift you so that you can actually make a change. One of the things that I do every day is, tell my son to do what we call changes, where he does little versions of the morning ritual, and he will use one of Brendan Burchard's six. And so it would be you kind of hunches to be in one mood, and then he comes up and does a victory, thing, and says, all the clarity I need is within me now. All the energy I need is within me now. All the urgency I need is within me now. All the productivity I need is within me now. All the influence I need is within me now. And all the courage I need is within me now. Now notice every time he does that, he goes from being kind of cast down to victory. Cast down to victory. It's learning how to make that transition so that you recognize when you're in a negative state. That's the second thing you can do. The third thing you can do is to help 3 people. You say, every day I'm going to help 3 people. When you do that, you have to be in a state to be able to help them. So it's a way of getting your attention off yourself and on others. Now, notice that that's not dissimilar from doing something to go into a flow state. When you go deeply into a flow state on any activity, the I, the me, disappears. And in that state, there's no fear, there's just presence. Okay. So when you do that, doing something that actually uplifts you, you are turning that fear, that motivation. Fear, emotion is emotion. It's a message to take an action. Fear is a message to, run, fight. You find the thing that will move you forward. Now, if you were writing, moving you forward would be a sentence a day, right? 1 to 4 short stories a month. You find something like that, something that is a small thing you can do that if you did it, it would actually move you forward in your life. And doubling your energy and making more money would be pretty good protections against what's coming, no matter what's coming. And if you design your life to have excess money, to have an abundance of money and an abundance of energy, now you're not only taking care of yourself, but you're in a position to help others. So remember that the meaning of life is to overcome suffering, embrace joy, and be of service. So you take that energy and you find some role model for increasing the energy or acting with greater purpose. Okay, so that's your M. The I, rather the A, is action. What is your daily action going to be? You make sure that you're taking action. I suggest to be the first thing in the morning. The first thing that you're doing. You start off the day turning yourself into the person who can handle bad news that day and with confidence, because people are going to be looking for someone to lean on. Why can't it be you? I mean, seriously, why can't it be you? What action can you take to help the world, to help yourself, to help your family, to increase your sense of confidence in yourself and your ability to deal with whatever happens? You need that. The G is gratitude. Now, gratitude is fantastic. It's kind of getting to the nitty gritty. Gratitude is the antidote for fear. It is the antidote for anxiety. So if you can spend time every day specifically marinating in what you have to be grateful for, specifically grateful for, you will find yourself moving between the stress boulders. What are you grateful for? I'm grateful for my family. I'm grateful for my wife's love. I'm grateful for my own health. I'm grateful for having a roof over my head. I'm grateful to have food on my table, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Enough gratitude, letting yourself feel the fear and the anxiety you would have if you did not have those things. And anything that you would miss is useful to be grateful for. So that's one. And incorporating that into your daily activity, action, would be smart. The I is intention. Clarify your goal. Be sure that you look at your goals and that your goals contain the ability to pay your finances and take care of your body, do things that would improve your joy, and allow you to have the excess resources to allow you to be of service to others. Okay, be sure that that's built into your goal. That way, when you wonder, why am I doing this? Your answer is to escape suffering, be happy, be of joy, and help others, be of service. Oftentimes, we can do things for other people that we simply can't do for ourselves. That's the way most of us, I think, are made up. I know that talking to you is a great motivation for me. So there is that. And then the C is the only letter I've had some difficulty with, because it really is about the core. It's answering that question, who am I and what is true? Everything you do needs to come from the core of your existence. And if you see yourself in such a way that the core of who you are is strong enough to deal with anything life can throw at you, if you have that attitude, that's that I am that bitch attitude. The things you're doing need to come from the deepest part of you, and asking yourself constantly, who am I? And getting past the ego and the wounds and the negative thoughts and all that stuff to a sense of your soul, your essence, the part of you that could if your baby was being threatened and you were the only thing standing between that helpless child and a predator, that you would be willing to do whatever it takes to save that child. That's who you are at the core. And this is one of the times when you get to find out who you are. Can you be a hero? Can you find the hero within yourself? Can you both walk through the world and look for opportunities to help other people? Can you constantly be working on your energy and your aliveness, increasing your focus? If you can just do those things, magic formula, you'll be one of the people who helps others survive. You can use other patterns. The hero's journey is great. And it suggests that you have to accept the responsibility, that you have to take constant action. You have to build up your ring of resources, that you have to develop faith, and that you have to prepare to continuously be working. That life is a spiral. It's not a circle. You end at either low. You end every action at either a lower or a higher level. It's up to you. There are other patterns. Find one. The magic formula is what I've given you because it allows us to take a gigantic amount of information and express it in a simple way. MAGIC. Okay. I want you to understand who you are, and I want you to understand what is going on right now, which is the world is going through what's called a shock point. And if we can move through that shock point with courage, we get to go to the next step in the journey. If we fail the test and we fall backwards, we have to repeat the same journey again, only it's a downward spiral because you're playing chess in life and your opponent is time. And if you wait too long, time takes your pieces off the board. So you have to make a move, even if it's a bad move, even if it's just to see what your opponent is going to do. Constantly be learning. Remember, we want to be masters of life, and masters are always learning, always doing, and always sharing. I'll probably be flying when you listen to this, and I'll be home as soon as I possibly can, and I'll get together with you again. And I miss you very much, and I hope that this period in life is like the Chinese ideogram that says, opportunity on the wings of danger. There is a lot of chaos right now. Be one of the ones who helps us bring form out of chaos. Take care. And I'd like to end this by saying that the divinity within me salutes and acknowledges the divinity within each and every one of you. Namaste. Take care, people.